Sorry I'm late, I just don't give off.
Hey, yo, you're rocking with the best known unknown podcast on the internet. It's Late to Work, as always. We're here with episode, we're not going to say that number because that's how many rings the Yankees fucking have, and I'm a diehard Red Sox fan. I know my boy here's from Cleveland, so we ain't going to respect them. 27 rings, sucking my motherfucking dick, Yankees fans. As always, it's your boy Money Mitch, a.k.a. King Lear, a.k.a. Mixed Skin Messiah, a.k.a. Light Skin Lord of the Flies, a.k.a. Daddy Longstroke, the motherfucking clitoris wrangler, a.k.a. the dreadhead nigga in your lobby, your everyday entrepreneur. It's at Mitch Gaines with a Y because I'm a little bit gay. If you're trying to find me on social media, everywhere you want to be and more. I'm in all the deep, dark corners of the internet, probably going by another name because I'm creepy like that. I'm here rocking with my right-hand man, the funniest man in Rhode Island. It's...
Only Chris Allen, Sweet James Jones Jr., the young OG, your big brother of the internet.
Big brother of the internet. When you're the creepy little brother, that's some scary shit to hear,
I know, man.
What's the... Nah, before we get into because, okay, we were just talking about this off air. I feel like, thank God, it's been kind of like, for all the shit that happened in the past, like, 2 weeks prior, I feel like we're kind of, like, we never get recovery time anymore. And there's been, like, some shit that's happened. No. We're going to get into some shit. But it's been, like, I've been able to at least sit back and, like, reflect a little bit this week and, like, take stock of some shit instead of just being in, like, shouting matches all the time.
Well, the sad thing is a lot of shit did happen, but it wasn't so crazy. It seems like it was Trump saying that he would run into school, and even if he didn't have a weapon, happened. Monique in the Breakfast Club. Weird shit happened. Like
Ryan Seacrest, maybe not gay, but maybe also creepy.
Exactly, dude. Bill Cosby's daughter died. Like shit.
What? I didn't even catch that. That's wild.
Yeah, dude. Like a lot of shit happened, but it hasn't been so. Like usually it's just like something, one or two things so eclipsing in the media that it's like. Sucks up all the energy. So now it's just like little madness happening. We're like, all right, I can digest this shit.
I also feel like sometimes like we always have something to compare it to, right? And like recently, like the crazy, even if it hasn't gotten crazier, it's still at that same level. Like the Trump level of crazy is just new. Yeah. Like where you used to have like, okay, the craziest news story of the year was here. Trump is here all the time. Yeah. So whether it's here or here, like it's newsworthy all the time. Yeah. And that's exhausting because then anything else happens and that's the bar you're comparing it to. Parkland took that up another level, so now even Trump's like distant. Yeah. You're like, oh, okay. Like the world can be horrible in ways that I couldn't fathom living through. Let me take a break from thinking that like the world is going to collapse because like there's a vindictive tweeter in office. Like, it will collapse with him in office, but for a lot of other reasons unrelated to whatever he spewed in these 280 characters. Yeah. Side note, why are we giving him 280 now?
I don't know, but hold on, real quickly, because like I hate to be like one of those people who like are just bashing Trump all the time.
Yes, I agree. That's what I'm saying. It's like it puts that in perspective for me.
But I'm gonna fucking bash him real quickly. And this is just for all the Trump supporters. Just go, and I'm not gonna even make a long argument about it. There's a Netflix documentary series called Dirty Money.
I just started watching this when I had the flu a couple weeks ago.
Dude, the last episode is all about Trump.
I haven't gotten to that one yet. But
holy shit. It is scary as fuck. Like, I gave Trump a little bit of credit just about like, oh yeah, you know, at least he's like a businessman. This
you
dude,
were that guy?
Well, at first, but like I knew he was kind of a hustler, but like, that's
true. I didn't know as much. I learned a lot in the past 2 years.
Dude, they break down all his business shit, and it was just a complete fuckery it was horrible. Dude, the guy's a complete... Like, I knew he was a hustler before and just like a scam artist, but like, they go through all of his business deals and all the things he's known for, and this guy is just a complete fraud.
I think the Trump story that always like alarmed me the most was...
All the Trump supporters like clicking off this.
Oh, I know.
And you have to be. If people said this shit about Obama or like anybody, I would be like, yo, like Obama is over. I would listen. I would be like, yo, this is fucked up. Like, this
people say that. Here's my
Obama
argument.
The drone shit. I'm like, dude, I'm not rocking with these drone strikes. Like,
but here's the point though. Is like, I don't think even 4 years ago we turned it off at the rate we do now. Yeah. And I'm not saying this to defend liberals. I'm saying like if there's like we'll be the same in a couple of years when we have a liberal in office again.
Yeah.
Where like people will say shitty things about that president, and liberals will tune out the same way Trump supporters tune out. That's just the world we live in now, but that's scary.
And I'm sick of fucking liberals. I'm sick of these oversensitive snowflake. Everyone's complaining about. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of everyone dude. Like, voice your opinion, man up, and then but everything can't be a complaint. Everyone can't be a victim.
One of the issues I have is like. There's an expectation on the left that like you have to be as embattled with each of the causes instead of just having a cause that is your own, or a cause that is like important to you. You know what I mean? And so like, and it's not wrong. That's the problem. You know what I mean? Like, I, as somebody who believes in equality and believes in fair treatment and all of those things, can't tell you that the idea of inclusion is wrong. Right? For instance, I'm a male feminist. I pride myself on being a male feminist. I strive to be a better male feminist every day. These are things that I deem important to me. Right? At the end of the day, does feminism need me? Probably in some circumstances, sure. But does it need me pushing my way in and saying make more room for men in feminism? Certainly not. Have I been that guy at various points in my life? Absolutely. And here's the problem. I'm not wrong. You know what I mean? There should be a voice for men in feminism because the idea of feminism is equality between the genders, right? So there should be like a voice and a position for them to be proper allies and all of these things, right? These are all valid points, which feminists hate to hear, by the way. But this is leftist logic. Which is like, it needs to be all-inclusive so that everybody gets on the same page and behaves similarly. It flies in the face of the idea of personal freedom and or responsibility.
Exactly.
And that's where that gets to be problematic.
And you don't have, especially we live in a capitalist society. We live in a society which competition, which you do more, you get more. So there's always going to be a level of inequality. I just don't, if everyone can agree, it shouldn't be based on, race, gender, sexual preference, there's always going to be inequality.
But the problem is that people just turn the arguments that they have about race, sex, gender, sexual preference, whatever. They just then try to back up with some like bullshit biology, right? Like, well, the reason Negroes aren't as smart is because their brains aren't developed, right? The reason they're so fast is because they have an extra muscle in their leg, and what I mean, that's why they make good at all this bullshit. I mean, it's like it's all made up. Same thing, the same arguments you hear about women all the time, right? Like, you know how sick and tired I am, and at least you worked in baseball, which I don't know, I think softball's still fairly entertaining, but there's different products, you know what I mean? It is so upsetting working in sports and just hearing, women's sports just don't matter. They never will. You can't get people to pay attention. I know you said you're not an Olympic guy, but women's hockey, U.S. played Canada for the gold medal, whatever. I love hockey. Hockey's a great watch. I think anyone who ever watches hockey would say it's the best sport to watch on TV. The issue with women's hockey supposedly is there's no hitting. Bitches were getting laid out left and right. Great game, up and down the ice, goes to overtime, goes to shoot. One of the best hockey games I've ever watched in my life. I go to my office, which is in professional sports. Everybody here watches sports for a living. You know what I mean? Yo, y'all catch that game last night? No, why the fuck would I care about women's hockey, bro? It's that kind of. But the argument behind that would be, well, women aren't as big, women aren't as fast, women aren't as strong, so it's boring, it's irrelevant, right? And it's just like, that's idiocy. You know what I mean? That's bullshit biology. Sure, you're gonna tell me they're not as big and strong? Sure, that doesn't mean that it can't be a valid sport and interesting. I watch curling, dog. You're gonna tell me that women's hockey's weak?
Well, here's the thing. I think male professional sports does a terrible job at marketing towards women because guys naturally like sports because they play sports and so forth. They don't need a story. They don't need background and so forth. Women kind of need though. Women are attracted to personalities and the stories and so forth more than your typical male fan. So I feel like male professional sports should do that in order to get women involved. So, but I also think that you can't just in order to get males onto female sports, you have to do more. You can't just be like, okay, put on the game when they've been watching, You are competing with male sports, so.
Well, no, I get that aspect, and that's why, I think it's a laughable argument if you talk about football or the WNBA. You know what I mean? But women's soccer, Especially in America, like women's soccer is as good, if not better, than men's soccer.
I'm pretty certain.
Factually, at the highest levels.
I think, like, statistically, the women's team made more money and had more viewership than.
Oh, made more money in ad revenues.
Well, in the
we're grossly underpaid.
The women's World Cup or whatever. Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's because we're better. We're better than the entire fucking world. But nobody gives a shit because it's women. Anyway, we're getting off on a tangent. My point being that, like, the liberal logic of, like, everybody needs to be included at all times, you know what I mean? Like, your discussion isn't valid unless, like, you have a representative of literally every community of all time, from people with drug addictions to people who are handicapped to trans people to women to old people to young people to toddlers to people who are deaf to people who are blind to people. Literally, you have to represent every community. And again, that's not a bad idea. I'm not against that idea. There's the logic from which I balance my own, like, morality. But at the end of the day, like...
It has to make business sense, too.
Well, it doesn't have to make business sense. It has to make practical sense.
Yeah.
Like...
But it's for these companies to get behind it...
You simply can't have 85,000 people making decisions, every decision. You know what I mean? Everybody should be included on major decisions, for sure. But, like, when it comes down, you talk about business sense, right? Like, most companies are a board of what? 12, 24, 30 people max who are making decisions. Really, most companies come down to about 3 to 6 people. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, in a room of 3 to 6 people, you can't represent everyone. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, exactly. But I think if we're on but, like, if you look at something like Black Panther, like, grossing so much fucking money, now the wave's gonna be like, holy shit, there's money in black starring cast, black film. There's money here. And now you're going to see a lot more people getting... I mean, we said that at the end of our last podcast, like, it's going to open so much more doors. So you're going to see, oh, shit, like, equality just jumped on steroids as far as for the black community, because they see that if it's good quality shit and black people are involved, they're gonna make fucking money. Yeah,
I mean, I don't, I've preached this on this podcast for 27 episodes and plenty more to come, I'm sure. It's just like, your morality can't be based on money. You know what I mean? That's the problem with all of this.
Yeah, but unfortunately, everything we do in this world is everything is based on money. I mean, that's why that's why they're not gonna ban AR-15s anytime fucking soon. That's why.
But that's my entire argument. It's like,
I'm just saying what this is a game that we're playing.
Why?
Because we live in a fucked up society.
Yeah, no, but I guess, like, I keep asking this question, and literally nobody has ever been able to answer this to me with, like, any sort of conviction in their voice. It's like, why did we all agree? Like, who agreed to play this game? None of us. Dude, why are we doing this?
We did not agree. Okay, so I don't want to go into, like...
Yeah, I mean, we're getting super dark. Okay. We're like 13 minutes into this, but, like...
But if you look, like, everything got convoluted a long time ago. If you even look at how, like, our forefathers structured the Constitution, it was to, like, keep money from being, like, the driving force in politics, to keep not have a central bank, and just, like, all these things were structured in the foundation of the United States. And
to essentially give as like a general oversight, but as least detailed oriented policy from the top down as possible.
Yes, and to keep, because, like, when, I mean, Europe got overtaken just by people manipulating the banking system and money. You know, it was essentially an oligarchy when the United States were established in itself, and they did not want that.
The point of establishing the country was to avoid this.
Exactly. But now this is where we are an oligarchy. Yeah. The money is controlling politics, policies, everything, and so. But this was not slowly. It just became. I mean, it became where we evolved, and it was not the ideal of our forefathers and who laid the foundation of this country. It's just here we are, and we're so fucking entangled in this web of bullshit that where the fuck it will take. So, and even to turn this ship around, I feel like it will take
Take a generation at least.
At least. And who's gonna be the president?
We're gonna be the first generation of Americans that have worse lives than our parents.
Yeah.
That's tough to say.
No, it will.
No, my parents' life wasn't like great though. Like my life is already statistically better than my. You know what I mean? Like I live a life where like facts for multiple years of my life I've opened my windows in the winter because it got too hot.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
like my parents didn't have that struggle.
But
you know what I mean? Like
that,
my life is.
Even that, your kids, and I have to pay for that.
Yeah, I guess what I'm saying is I worry about maybe like the generation or two below us or our kids. You know what I mean? It's like their lives really may be worse off than like we. Let me rephrase that take. We might be the first generation to leave the world worse for our kids.
I think, yeah. I mean, even if you look at some of the statistics, like,
and I say our generation being people like probably like late 20s to early 40s.
Yeah, yeah.
People older than that did a good job fucking it up. People younger than that are already working to fix it.
Yeah, I mean,
we're really fucking up the world.
Well, I think a lot of policies within like the baby boomer generation fuck things up.
No, for sure.
I think technology has the opportunity to save us, and it's kind of sustaining us today to where like.
But I think what technology did in my eyes, I think, is like expedite all of those problems, but obviously bring a lot of them to surface quicker than we were ready to. Mm-hmm. So, and that's what I'm saying is like I think our generation is lost in the in between. That in between internet generation where like we grew up on lawlessness and the biases and fuck ups of the baby boomers with like the reckless wild west of the early internet, and now we're supposed to be the adults in the room.
Yeah.
Like that shit's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Like I was parented by people who like came of age during the policy of the 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Those people instilled in me their values and then put me on the internet and went in the other room.
Yeah.
Think about that. How terrible. And there's 6 million of us.
Yeah. Plus you think about like.
That's horrifying.
If you think about the fact that like, I mean, by my age, like my parents had already had me. I was probably like, you know, like you were getting married. You didn't have to go to college, and you could, get a
you owned a house, a car, and like had second baby on the way at your age.
Exactly, which no one's doing. I mean, like just still a large portion of the people in my age group who are maybe getting their first job in their career, and like just stopped serving and so forth like that. I mean.
Serving tables, not time, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, or both.
Or both, hey. Gang, my peoples.
Dude, and it's like, it's a weird time. And then like I was reading statistics about like college. Like before college was like a great investment. You always
you always made money back.
Yeah, exactly. Which, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people aren't reading up on that. Yeah,
dog, I went to community college and state school. I have the lowest student loans really possible. You know what I mean? Still not sure it was a great investment.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We
where did we start that? I forget.
Trump? We started it with Trump, and then in like... and
we just hated on liberals for 20 minutes instead.
Yeah.
Sorry, liberals. Y'all kind of suck sometimes.
We hated on... I mean, we started hating on Trump in the right wing at first, but we had to call it...
Yeah, listen. I mean, it's been a long couple of weeks. The Parkland shit's really still got me fucked up, and the way the GOP's reacting is trash. And I'm just trying to not take them seriously until I'm sure they're gonna be this dumb about it.
Yeah.
I guess the couple of things I do want to still touch on, just to like follow that thread all the way through. Do you see the governor of Georgia? His shit about Delta. Do you see this story?
No. What do you say?
So he tweeted out that his own words. I should pull up the tweet so I can read it verbatim. He would not support any legislation, tax or otherwise, that would benefit Delta as a company until they reinstated their benefit. That they had a benefits program with the NRA. Mm-hmm. So you got like a discount and shit if you were like an NRA member. Until they reinstated the NRA benefits. Quote. We will not, however he said it, we will not support, we won't stand for people attacking conservatives. Essentially, like, flat out saying conservatives, the NRA, one equals the other.
Yeah.
If you're against the NRA, you're against, quote-unquote, us, which, like, any one person speaking for that many people blows my fucking mind, but whatever. Yeah, I just thought that was crazy.
That is crazy.
The party of small government is now tweeting out that I will use my position of power and influence to dictate like legislature that will impact your privately owned business. Yeah. Or publicly owned, I guess Delta's probably publicly traded. Business until you take care of the people I care about who put money in my pockets.
Exactly. That makes zero sense.
Fuck makes 0 sense. That's illegal on every front.
Yeah.
Bluntly. You shouldn't be in office at all.
Exactly. And so did the NRA or did the Delta respond?
You have to respond. We'll see who breaks the stare. It's been fucking a handful of days. We'll see who breaks the stare down first.
I'm sure they're not worried about like one state.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm certain of that. But also, I think Delta's headquartered there. Actually, I think they're headquartered in Atlanta. Yeah, they are. Yeah, so like that's the state. Yeah. So I'm TBD on what happens there. But the idea of using the governor's office to like essentially bully a company into financially supporting an organization that financially supports you is bullshit. And how can you even pretend that's a democracy anymore? I know. So whatever.
Yeah, that's right in the same vein as what we were discussing, how money is influencing policies, and it's like
correct.
Shit, that statement that is like a ballsy statement to make publicly.
That should be like that would be a ballsy statement to make on a wiretapped line 20 years ago, and now niggas put that on the internet. Exactly. Think of how like this shit. Somebody said this to me the other day, and I was talking to some old head about this, and it's like he's like, bro, like because we were just shooting the shit about back in the day or whatever, and it's like. Listen, when I was like selling weed and shit in college, when I was like being my little hustler shit for like a year, right? Mm-hmm. This is like first generation smartphone era. This is like T-Mobile G1s, like slide phone, whatever. Yeah. So like you were still being like you're still living by like some old rules, still figuring out mobile internet and shit. But like people who like put me on this shit, like niggas wouldn't pick up the phone, dog. Yeah. People would like you paid somebody, they paid you back on a different pager number, then meet them at like a fucking payphone type shit. Yeah. These dudes just looking at people now and just like, dog, like how in the world could you put that out in public? Like this Jonathan Martin shit we're going to talk about in a minute. It's like, what are you doing putting photos of 14 guns on the internet? Yeah. Like you're wildin', son. Yeah. Like there's under no circumstances would I ever do that. And like that's just the world we live in now. Yeah, it's like nobody feels any sort of restraint or like feels like that. We went through the age of being held accountable, I feel like, too quickly. Yeah. Like, we kind of got over there because then we all realized we're all going to have dirt on the internet. Mm-hmm. Like, nobody in this generation is safe. We're going to have a president that has nude photos out in the next 10, 20 years. Yeah. You know what I mean? Whoever's elected office by the time, our last president of our lifetime, will, some sex scandal, be part of some crazy Nazi fan club online, have nudes everywhere. You know what I mean? Like, that's the internet.
We're down the rabbit hole.
Oh, far. I guess the point is, that tweet got no notoriety because of the one that we're all talking about, which is Donald Trump saying that. I can't even get the words out of my mouth. He
did it at a press conference.
Yes, he said this out loud. And to be fair to the Trump supporters who were bashing earlier, I want to make sure I get this clear. A lot of people are saying it's being misrepresented. Mm-hmm. So let me preface it with what he prefaced it with. Mm-hmm. I would like to believe that would have gone running into that school even without a gun. Yeah. Let's just break down a couple quick things. Can Donald Trump run? Like, what's his 40 time?
2 days.
I'm saying, like, if Donald Trump goes running into the school, which, hey, good on him, better than those cops did, I guess. But if Donald Trump's going running into the school, even if he knows the location of the shooter, like, how long is it taking? More kids might have died if the shooter knew it was Donald Trump running. He's like, nah, nigga, I got time. I got at least another minute and a half.
And, like,
I'm gonna reload. Like I brought a couple extra clips. Shit, I might get to this handgun for later.
Nothing agile about Trump.
No, not whatsoever. Yeah. I don't care what physician said you were in perfect health. I ain't buying that at all.
That dude is fucking delusional. He's an insane person. He's a con artist. And there's no fucking way that he... And speaking of, like, he's trying to diss the deputy that didn't go inside.
Yeah, that's the wildest shit to me.
The deputy kind of has a fucking, like... He got thrown under the bus, like, wait.
Oh, hard. Because... And I feel a little bad because I've been, like, trashing him a bit. But, like, on the one hand... I'm not trashing him personally. I guess what I'm saying is for all of you out there who are arguing for that armed security guards are going to change something, you're not going to put 7, 8, 10, 12 of those dudes at every school. You're going to have 1 or 2 of them. Yeah. And when you have 1 or 2 school resource officers in the school, it really doesn't change much. Because at the end of the day, for as much as I'd like to trash this guy or whatever, what it comes down to is like, that is proper protocol. If you don't know where active shots are coming from, like you like go high, wait for backup, all that. The 3 who show up and then the 4 of them camping outside, different story. We'll get to that another time.
Here's the thing is, he thought it was there was a fireworks call that came in before. And then he thought it was coming from outside, and there's a recording of him calling in and saying that like, hey, I think there's something outside near the football field or something like that. So he didn't actually know that the shooting was coming from inside the school.
That's true. Yeah.
So like, it was a little bit confusing. I'm sure he still should have went inside the fucking
I guess what I'm saying is like once it's identified, I get the confusion beforehand. Even once it's identified, I get if you're the only person on site, like. For all the hero shit we hear about good guys with guns, I just thought good guys with guns intervene. Anyway, my point is, you couldn't staff enough good guys with guns to make the protocol practical and still have that be within budget. Yeah. From what I can tell. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not trying to solve all the problems. That one just seems especially crazy. Yeah. Secondly, Trump, like, I guess here's my question. Trump, from what I understand, and I see him in photos and everything, he's like a big enough guy. He's like 6'2", 6'3", right? Mm-hmm. He's like a pretty big dude. They're fucking close to 300 pounds, but look at him.
Yeah, I'm sure he's pushing to 65 to 70.
And he's been in the public light for 40, 50 years now. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I've seen photos of young Donald Trump, like, in shape-ish. Yeah. At no point ever does he look tough. No. And I can't imagine anyone I know who's 6'3", 240, 250, who doesn't look tough on some level.
Nah, he looks like a pile of shit.
Like, he looks like a nigga who could get bullied with ease, and like, he's huge.
I mean, Trump was on his ass though. You never know. He has some. I'm sure. No, he's definitely.
He talks shit with that bully like style, like he's got it like that. I just don't. Has anyone just never punched him in the face?
No, I doubt it. I think he. I mean, this is where Trump is actually kind of smart. He understands like. He's very socially intelligent.
Very.
He understands how to manipulate people, how to manipulate media. I think he's always known that like. He wasn't going to allow people to bully him. He's always been one to strike back. And for most bullies or most people they go after easy victims. So as long as he shows that he's has a little bit of backbone, which he's shown,
he's never scared to stand up for himself against whoever. Like no matter the criticism, he'll defend himself always, and that makes him hard to come after. I think
who you put if him and Barack got into a fight, who you put your money on?
In like fisticuffs?
Yeah. Tough one, right? You want to say Barack, but you know. All right, here's the go. If it goes, if it goes the distance. Now,
if it goes distance, I got Barack in a hand. Landslide.
Well, Barack can't get close. He has to at least the first couple rounds is. Like dance, jab him.
Yeah, because Trump got the heavy hands. I feel like he only swinging like 8 times around, but one of them landed. It's lights.
Exactly, and I think he can probably take Barack can probably take one of his sloppy ass punches.
Oh, he can take a few, I'm sure, but like they still heavy
to the ground. Then Barack's in trouble. But if Barack tags him for a few rounds. And then, he gets tired. Let me 5 minutes he's tired, Barack takes him.
They box Barack lights out. MMA, I might got Trump. Because it gets to the ground like Trump get on top of Barack can get out of it, nigga.
Yeah, well, he just has to he has to stay up.
Yeah, well, that's my point, though. Yeah. And I don't know,
stay away from him. Brock's smart.
Yeah, but he got the... That'd be a good-ass fight.
Yeah, Brock ball, though, so
throwback episode. Y'all remember episode 15 was named Celebrity Deathmatch. We need to bring back Celebrity Deathmatch. Trump versus Obama. Niggas would lose their mind for the claymation of that. Yeah, we should do that.
That would be a dope fight. I would watch that fight.
MTV, call us. I don't know. You got anything else on that? I don't know. Trump?
I'm done with Trump.
This week? Okay.
And politics all together.
Tweet reaction of the week for this particular situation. The homie Seth Moulton. I always love when my representatives actually represent my views. Mm-hmm. And I quote, real short and sweet, the best tweet... if you're gonna Twitter burn somebody, you're gonna reply on Twitter. You want to drop that fire emoji on them niggas. You gotta keep it. It has to be well under the character limit. I know Twitter's up to like 280 now, but you really gotta keep it like 50 characters.
Yeah.
If you really just want that 2 lines maybe, that's where you want to be. Shout out to South Mountain, quote, "Funny how you ran away from Vietnam 5 times, wild ass pussy ass nigga." And then they promised you a gun there. Pussy ass, bitch ass nigga.
Is that what he
No,
said?
it's not actually what he said.
Say
Ad-libs
it.
my own. But he really did say, "Funny how you ran away from Vietnam 5 times, and there they promised you a gun." And just mic dropped and was out. And that's the homie. He represents the district that I went to school in Salem. I met him at the polls my first time ever voting, actually, and that's how I ended up voting for South Mountain. That guy's fucking...
Respect.
And
You did mic drop.
Combat veteran, mic drop. Amateur, he's working his way up. He's on the mic circuit right now, but he's doing the thing.
Good for him.
What else we gonna get into this week? We didn't do the Obama portraits last week.
No,
What'd
we
you?
didn't.
Because there's obviously a lot of other shit going on. But the Obamas had their official portraits put in the presidential fucking portrait gallery. What is that officially called? Does anyone know? Presidential. It's probably called the presidential portrait gallery.
Yeah.
But it's they're different for a lot of reasons.
Yeah. I'm gonna be 100% honest. I've never even looked at a presidential portrait before. I just saw theirs. I was like, all right, cool, and that was done. I didn't really care.
So
you care?
I mean, kinda, but not really. Like, I guess I care in like the newness and the differential. Like, you're looking through them. It's they look. The older ones look. The pictures you've seen of the presidents, right?
Yeah.
Like John Quincy Adams looks like the one photo, the one painting of John Quincy Adams.
Cheryl Ford looks like fucking.
Joe Ford has a sculpture, which is cool.
Looks like Sasquatch.
Yeah, that's a weird
George
like mask.
Bush is weird too.
Yeah, that's I don't know why he's sitting mad awkward in that chair. George Bush Sr. is pretty old school. Ford's got his actual portrait here, so like some of them are normal, some of them are a little like crazier. It is cool that some of them have like kind of incorporated like sculpture and mixed media. Teddy on the horse.
Teddy Roosevelt was one of my favorite presidents. Like that dude was.
I think everybody fucks with Teddy Roosevelt, right?
Yeah, man. He was a maverick, man.
I can't really think of a reason not to like that guy.
I'm sure he was wild racist back in the day.
Yeah, I mean,
that generation they all were.
Oh, sorry, that scared. Just side note here, we're going through some of the presidential portraits. I saw the artist credited here, and it said active 1867 to 1993. I didn't realize it was like a studio they were crediting a specific artist. I was like, who the fuck lived that long? Anyway, our point is like they're pretty cut and dry. It's a lot of dudes in suits against musty backgrounds, looking presidential and shit. I think what was coolest about the Obamas is. Not only the obvious once in a fucking lifetime seeing black people in this situation, but I think the coolest part being this kind of setting of having him in the gardening, very thoughtful and very, I guess he looks active compared to the rest of these portraits.
It was like some flavor to it, both of theirs.
He just they look lively.
It was a black artist that did it too.
Both so there's two separate artists. I'm horrible at keeping tabs on who's who, but there are two separate black artists. I forget. One was like a famous portraiture from somewhere else. The other was the woman who painted Michelle's was kind of like famous for this grayscale style that she does, and she did Michelle's obviously kind of in that style with these pops of color. And it was just like it radiated a different kind of beauty and kind of a like. For all the shitting I just did on liberals for inclusion, it felt like this is obtainable by lots of people, not just by a few people. And I think that's the thing that set it apart. Like, you were looking at Martin Van Buren's right here, and it's like, this stuffy dude in this very upright posture and what looks to be like almost, judge's robes essentially, in like a gold frame, and it just looks very unobtainable. And I feel like Barack and Michelle is really, not because of their blackness, but more because of the artistic style, re-emphasize that, like, the president is a real person, and what that means is that, yes, you can be this person, but only if you're able to live this life. And not so much in a money-hungry or aspirational way as a thoughtful and thought-provoking and inspiring way. Like, are you able to wrap your head around this many things happening in front of you? And that's what those felt like to me. I don't know. I thought those were important.
I honestly don't care about any president portraits, rocks, or anybody. It's just a lot. I just can't feel. There's too much shit going on. I can't care about all this shit, man. Like I think it's cool, and I saw it, but I was like, all right, cool, man. That's it. I'm worried. I mean, that
was mostly my take. I just thought it was cool.
Yeah, it was cool. It added a little bit of flavor to it. Yeah.
All right. So, what do you want to go to that's got some flavor? Since you feel uninspired by Obama's legacy and beauty.
Yeah,
his black excellence.
I respect all that. I just don't care about presidential paintings in any generation. That's just for a ride.
You care about new Nipsey?
I do care about new Nipsey.
White people turn this shit off. New Nipsey Hussle live.
I am a big fan of Nipsey Hussle. I've been following his career for like years, man.
That's a hard career to follow because this nigga, I feel like, disappear, reappear in just different locations doing new shit all the time.
Dude, yeah, he's like...
Nipsey's that nigga, though. I never not liked Nipsey's music.
Dude.
Like, everything I hear from him, I'm like, oh, word. I'm into this.
Dude, there's some jewels. Hey, check out, like, he did an interview with The Breakfast Club, and then...
You catch him on Decent Mirror?
I did not.
I saw him on there.
I did not. But he's a very, like, so if you guys don't know who Nipsey Hussle is, he's like a hip hop artist from the West Coast.
Get woke.
Yeah, he's a Rolling 60s Crip, which is a notorious gang.
I shouldn't have done that shit. I forget we're on video.
Out of Crenshaw, entrepreneur, very business minded.
Just opened up a tech incubator.
Dude, yeah,
Vector 90.
Dude, he's doing, and okay, so he dropped the album, and he was all independent for the most part of his career. He was independent, and at one point he was dropping not even his album, just like he's dropping his mixtape, and he's selling it for $100. And
which is wild.
Which is wild. And Jay-Z bought 1,000 of them at $100.
Which, like, yo, think about like how that must feel, though.
Yeah, exactly. And so, all right, so like this is his debut album. He
Victory Lap is the name of the album. If y'all trying to go find it,
download it. I would put it on at the beginning of this, but we'll probably get pulled. So I put some Nipsey shit on here before, and they were good money.
That new shit you might wait.
Yeah,
put some Nipsey shit on, but yeah, I was gonna say don't get pulled again.
Okay, but here's the thing. Like on Nipsey's album, he was dropping jewels. So one of the things that was stated in the Breakfast Club is he dropped a snip, and I'm a conspiracy theorist, but he dropped something about the government killing Dr. Sebi, and Dr. Sebi is a herbal medicine. I get a herbologist. He's never went to even medical school, but I guess you would call he was still SEBI. Yeah. But I guess
herbologist is what they got listed as.
This guy went to trial because he was making claims that he cured multiple people from AIDS. He went to trial and he fucking won. And there is, if you like, just imagine that. Just saying that like you cured AIDS and then, like, during the trial, they asked him to bring witnesses to the stand that will say that and they asked him for, like, I think 1 or 2. He brought 70-some people as witnesses to verify his claim. And if you guys, like, it's crazy because there's a lot of herbal doctors that have fucking just been killed in strange ways. And he was one of the latest that I was aware of, but there's a lot.
Let me give y'all 2 snippets for some background on this conspiracy theory dark hole shit. I'm not even gonna tell you their crazy reputable sources, but so you have some couple ideas on who Dr. Sebi.
I think it may be Sebi.
Let's go Sebi. Sebi sounds good. Dr. Sebi, a naturopathist, is famed for curing all diseases, including diabetes, cancer, and AIDS. He was born on November 26, 1933. Believes in eclectic foods and herbal remedies, not to treat but to cure diseases orthodox medicine fails to, like diabetes, sickle cell, and AIDS. Okay, interesting. That sounds some conspiracy theory next level shit, right? Witch doctory shit. I'm not sure if I'm in or not. Let's fast forward a little bit.
And if you guys think this is like creepy, there's tons of videos on Dr. CB.
I'm gonna prove it for these people right now. You don't have to look anything up. Just listen to this statement and you tell me if this nigga wasn't working or not. What happened to this nigga? I asked myself, he sounds pretty famous, he sounds like a good guy, sounds like he was doing right. What happened? On May 28th, 2016, CB was arrested at Juan Manuel Galvez International Airport in his home country of Honduras, carrying $37,000 in cash. Question marks. Cool. Dr. CB remained in custody until August 6th. Bro, he got May 28th. You're in custody till August 6th?
Yeah.
With a court date?
Yeah.
Huh. And when wasn't released, was then rushed to a local hospital for symptoms of pneumonia and died in transit.
Yeah.
That sound legit to anybody?
Yeah.
Anyone watch Homeland? Anyone watch Narcos? Anyone have a vague idea of what the CIA does for a living?
Yeah.
I'm just leaving it at that. That's all I gotta say about that.
But yeah, just check out some of his videos, just his interviews.
My dark hole, Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah, his interviews on online for Dr. CB or Sebe, if they're interesting. I've watched before they even did this.
When I pulled him up, I recognized his Bowman, like his American name or whatever. Yeah,
so that's just an example of some of like the jewels that Nipsey. He's just not just like a street cat. Like he's a fucking very cultured guy that's gonna drop some jewels on you. And he's well read, and he's the gangster part of this new black. I feel
like him. I feel like he's a more popular my son.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. He's like gangster but real nigga. Like know what's up. You know what I mean.
Exactly.
Like I'd shoot you if I have to shoot you, but like my nigga, that's not what this is about.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Dude, and I love that kind of music. You know what I mean. Like I know what's good, but you have to respect when I'm gonna kick it to you because my street cred is that real.
Yeah.
Cause like y'all know what it is, but at the same time, like that's not what we're trying to be next time. You know what I mean? Like there's next generation he's supposed to be that. You know what I mean? He's got his little sister like fucking running her company out of his incubator, and it was crazy. He said on the interview with Jesus Mayer or whatever, he's like talking about the incubator program and like how they getting started or whatever. And he's like, oh, like my little sister one of the entrepreneurs in there, and Mero kind of looks at him like, oh, word, like putting on the fam or whatever. He goes, nah, not even like that law, dog. Like she pay her rent and all that shit. You know what I mean? That's on like some real like business shit. Like we getting on, and it's dope to me. Like I'll fuck with his whole vibe.
Yeah, I've been a big fan of Nipsey, man.
Can I say something that's gonna make you think I'm crazy though?
What's that?
You know who I compare in a very similar, not stylistically as an artist, but in that same vein as like
Snoop Dogg.
I take you seriously as like I know you bang, I know you crip, I know you out here, but like your music's way different than that. Vince Staples.
Vince Staples.
Vince Staples' music don't sound like crippy music at all, like, for the most part. But like he's got track man. Like you listen to him, like like he about it.
Yeah, I don't know. He hasn't followed because
I'm not saying he like got it like Nipsey got it. Don't get it twisted.
No, I'm just talking. No,
I ain't trying to get shot when I come to California.
I'm talking about Nipsey's first. So Nipsey, if you go to Nipsey's history, like his first 3 mixtapes were Bullets Got No Name, 1, 2, and 3, and like they're super gang crippin'. There's like there's no scenes on there until you get to like marathons, the marathon series, and then you start to see the evolution. And so, but now, if you
I guess what I'm saying is like I see Vince Staples as the evolution of niggas like Nipsey Hussle. You know what I mean? Like I feel like Nipsey Hussle. It's funny because people think about Nipsey Hussle as kind of like a newer artist still. And it's like I feel like I've been listening to Nipsey Hussle for like a decade. You know what I mean? It's like Nipsey Hussle been putting out music for a while.
Yeah, I think
when he dropped.
I think Bullets Got No Name came out in 2010. I want to say maybe 12. Just 2 Bullets Got No Name, Volume 1.
2008. So yeah, about 10 years.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
So, but that's what I'm saying. It's like I feel like like that element of hip hop is missing in general. It's coming back a little bit. Nipsey getting on West Side Gun, Conway, them type of niggas. That's coming back, but I don't know. I like seeing that dichotomy. I guess is my point. Whereas like I feel like there's the Mysons of the world, and then there's like, I almost feel like a comparable on that side is like a Joey Badass.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Where it's like, you need a Myson in the world for Joey Badass to exist. Mm-hmm. Everybody know Joey Badass is in fact a badass. Like Joey Badass would shoot you. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But you hear Joey Badass music, it don't sound like that. Yeah, but I feel the same way about Vince. Yeah. Like niggas know Vince is a crip. Yeah. You know what I mean? And like he be out here doing some shit. Yeah. But like that's not what he about now, and that's not his move. But like he doesn't get to exist like that without niggas like Nipsey Hussle. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like there's like a parallel there.
I feel that, yeah, I agree.
Sorry, that was a wild runaround of a take.
Yeah.
But yeah, listen, long story short, go check out Victory Lap. It's a dope album.
And Tekashi 6ix9ine, I know a lot of he's been in the media a lot. He's wild, but I do like his fucking his he has some joints on his album, I guess it's called. Like he got some
his album, I guess it's called.
Well, I don't know if it's
an album, a mixtape, a project, a playlist.
Yeah, you never know with niggas nowadays. But yeah, he got some joints on there. I ran to that shit today.
Yeah,
part of it.
Is it good running music?
It's just hype, man.
Okay.
Like
I need some new gym shit, so I'll give it a shot.
It's just hype, man. I wish he wasn't such a fucking like troll and like just chill, man. Just like he's a kid though, and I know
how old is he?
Shit, I would be surprised if he's
21, maybe.
I think he's 21, 22.
Yeah. Okay.
So I know how I was at 21, 22.
Do you know how old Lil Pump is? Speaking of
17 or 18.
Okay, that makes way 19. More sense.
Yeah.
So side note about niggas with Kool-Aid dreads who just be wilding off of music. I'm not. Sorry, what's the adult thing to say? It's not for me.
Yeah.
Tekashi, sorry, my guy. I'll give it another shot because I need some new gym music, but I'm not.
It's hype, my hopes man.
But Lil Peep, yo, don't ask me what. Lil Pump. Sorry, Peep died. Rest in peace. Sorry. Lil Pump comes up in my like Instagram suggestions the other day, like people you should follow. Mm-hmm. I'm like, nah. But I like just because I'm curious, because I'm like, you know what, like,
take a look.
I bet you he posts some funny shit. And whenever I clicked on one of his photos, and it says, no bullshit. No, it's him. He posts. He's like, I don't know, like smoking a blunt or some shit. He's got first off, he's got mad photos with just trash bags of weed. Mm-hmm. Like this nigga is all allowed, and it's hilarious because he's like 18. Yeah. But then there's a photo, and it's him like posting this like dark, moody landscape, or whatever, like smoking a cigarette or whatever. Mm-hmm. And the caption just says, "I still want to fuck iCarly." So I'm like, that's funny. How old is he when I found out he was like around here? I was like, all right, cool.
iCarly's gotta be like...
Yeah, she's like 22 now, 23. Yeah. Jeanette McCurdy from iCarly, Sam from iCarly, like, that's bae, bro. Like, I love that girl. Dude, absolutely love Jeanette McCurdy. If I ever get famous, that's the first one to shoot my shot with.
I used to live when I lived in Atlanta, I used to stay with my cousin and all his kids, and they loved iCarly. So I used to fucking watch iCarly with my little like niece. So,
side note, you know where I discovered my love for iCarly? Juvie. What? Niggas would gather around, 20 deep, Crips, Bloods, LK, don't matter what you was banging. Niggas would be at the TV watching iCarly. This shit was wild. I say all that to say, this shit gets me in my feelings all the time whenever I see famous young niggas on the internet. And I go, damn, nigga, I got like 550 Instagram followers. I'm trash. I got like 600 people on Twitter or whatever, like 2,000 Facebook followers, whatever. Like, I'm trash, like, whatever. Like, how these niggas get on? Like, how many people, like, this nigga follow? He's got, like, 4.8 million followers, whatever. He follows 2 people. Yeah. Who are those 2 people?
iCarly.
Not iCarly the show, but Miranda Cosgrove, the actress. Yep. Yeah. And Oprah. Yeah. Shoot your shot, young nigga. Yeah, I see your game, and I respect it 1,000.
Oprah has no clue who this person is.
Yo, listen. I forget who's the rapper with that line. I got a selfie with Oprah. Fucking Uzi had that shit.
Word.
Yachty. And it's just like, hey man, you never know who's fucking with who.
Yeah, no doubt.
Maybe that's wifey and iCarly's side back.
That would be terrible PR for either of those.
But that would be a legendary rotation.
Oh, Yeah.
You can have a 2-chick rotation if your rotation is Oprah and Miranda Cosgrove.
Stedman get that nigga little hands.
Yo, right?
Stedman with somebody's ass.
Stedman ain't got it like that.
So you never know, man. You got
I
that
bet
old man strength.
Yeah. He got black belt some shit. He got nunchucks in the crib and shit.
He caught the ladder in Jim Crow.
He got the drone with like the guns on it and shit. You ain't fucking with Stedman, dog. It's too much money. All right, so we almost hit. There's a couple of quick things we want to get to. We'll replace our top 5 with our question of the week, and we'll do that last. Mia Khalifa.
Oh, Mia Khalifa. Okay, this is just like...
I don't even know what this is about, so hit me.
All right, this is just something I think everyone should check out. It was interesting for a weird reason. So, Mia Khalifa did a podcast. So Lance Armstrong has a podcast, which is terrible.
No kidding. Have you ever heard him speak?
Well,
he's the most boring athlete ever to live.
He is kind of boring, but here's the thing.
And granted, he's a cyclist, but...
he's not... Well, in this situation, he kind of asked like the traditional questions that you would ask because he's talking to a porn star. He
and so just so I'm curious, are the questions you would expect him to ask? Are we talking like just like boring by the book questions or like thirsty? I don't know how to act around a porn star question.
No,
because I feel like he's that guy for sure.
No, he's a married guy, so he was just and he almost like asked a question like it was his daughter. Or like his daughter friend, like, how'd you get into that? How did that feel? Well, okay, here's I guess like so. They give you like a brief, because I thought like the way they pushed Mia to the forefront was that like you assume she's this huge porn star and that she did like hundreds of films.
And she didn't at all. She was active for like a year.
Dude, she said it was 6 months, maybe 3 months or 6 months, and she said she did 7 films. She was like, I just got into it because she talked about her background, how like she had low self-esteem, and she was fat her whole life. She's lost a lot of weight in college, and then she got fake tits, and then all of a sudden she's in Miami, and people are asking her to do adult films. And she's like, yeah, like this would be like it was almost something that would validate her that she's now hot. She did it thinking no one would see it, and then all of a sudden, like, everyone see it. And it's mostly because, like, ISIS threatened to kill her, and then, like, she was vocal, like, in sports and so forth. So, like, yeah, these two spectrums just, like, totally, like...
Yeah, what a weird life.
Yeah, and so, like, and now she's trying to...
She's American, right? She born
No, she was born in, she's,
I know she's Middle Eastern. Lebanese? Okay.
And she got banned from
That's how that goes.
Exactly. And so like it's weird that the reason why I thought it was interesting is because like I had a different a perception of her before listening, and then like so both of these people who have felt they did terrible things, and then they felt that like they made huge mistakes, and now they're sitting at the table together and they're getting judged by something they did like what in like
a while ago.
A while ago, and it was a time frame of like.
But are both sitting in like positions of like wealth and comfort at the same time, while also like living with this like eternal shame.
Yeah,
like, that's a weird position.
But it's like you have to think like, I'm just so fucking sick, and she's like I guess Lance Armstrong's kids took a picture with her. And
that's cute.
Yeah, and they put it on Instagram or whatever. And then they got called into the principal's office the next day. Yeah, I'm just
for a photo with her?
For a photo. Dude, I'm just...
She was clothed, I assume, right?
Yeah, of course. But this is like, it just brings out the ridiculousness and the hypocrisy of like people in the United States. The fact that let's talk about Lance Armstrong. Like, why are we judging Lance Armstrong? Because he took steroids to fucking cycle when they gave, or he didn't. He was doing blood doping. Sorry, blood doping. But when they had to go back to the next person that wasn't blood doping to give them the award for winning this stupid bike race, they had to go to the 17th or 18th place guy
because the amount of people doping.
Everyone was doping.
That's exactly.
And so like and now people trying to shame them. and shame him. And why are we shaming Mia Khalifa? Because in a 3-month period or 6-month period, whatever she did, she banged some guys on camera. Now we're acting like she's a shitty person. Like,
I'm gonna agree with you in principle. However, Lance Armstrong, I feel like
you think Lance Armstrong's a shitty person?
Lance Armstrong's a piece of shit.
I cannot judge that man.
I judge him. Okay, so I judge him for 2 reasons. I judge him because from my understanding, he's a terrible husband who definitely cheated and beat his spouse, depending on what stories you believe. And I don't want to put that out into the world without facts, but let that be very allegedly. The other thing about Lance Armstrong I cannot stand is the lying about it. Like, you get caught doping or doing steroids, whatever.
And he attacked people. He attacked people.
And he attacked people.
He
went on and all of that I can even write off. But then he got caught again.
Yeah.
If you get caught, lie about it, go on the offensive while defending yourself, and then get caught again, I have no pity for you, man.
For the rest of his fucking life, though?
I mean, so long as that's the thing we're talking about. If I meet Lance Armstrong in another capacity, and I don't know, cool. I meet him and me and his kids play fucking basketball at the same YMCA.
Yeah.
We could be cool. We can hang out and shit. But I'm gonna think you're a lying, shitty person.
Here's the thing.
I'm not trusting you with my passwords to my Netflix, nothing.
Nah.
You definitely giving that shit out to everybody lying in my face. I'm wondering why I can't get on to watch fucking Everything Sucks.
Here's the crazy. Lance Armstrong never got caught.
What you mean?
He never got caught.
What you mean?
He never failed any test. You can check it out. He never failed any test. He passed all the tests.
So how did he get caught?
He ended up admitting it, or something happened.
Then I feel 8 times less bad for you.
Yeah.
If you ratted on yourself, bitch, please.
I'm pretty sure, I forget what all the things that happened, but he ended up admitting that I did it and so forth. But he's the money he's raised in all I'm reading this book, Jordan Peterson's book, 12 Steps to Live in a Life Balancing Chaos. Just check out Jordan Peterson and you'll. But it's just he just explains how this person is in this person, the worst person and the great person is all within one human. If he goes back, he's if you are wondering to reflect on Nazi Germany, and what kind of people would become Nazis. It's you, it's me, it's everyone. When the tide starts moving, and just it's everyone. This person exists in all of us. So we all have this these conflicting polar opposites inside of us. And so if you and this compared to the Lance Armstrong, it's the next 18 people I got to race against is doing this fucking shit. Yeah. Hell yeah, I want to win. I'm not gonna fucking lose.
It's like steroids and bitch.
But yeah,
it's wrong, but if 80% of the league's doing it, then don't you kind of have to? And aren't you kind of a sucker if you're not?
Yeah. Okay, so
Mia Khalifa, okay.
Listen,
sex positivity, whatever. I don't believe in shaming porn stars to begin with. I do think there's plenty of women who look at it as a come up, and I think, let me phrase this correctly so I'm somewhat correct here. It's I do think there are situations in which I look at it and say, there were negative circumstances that came your way, but you probably had that coming. I don't think Mia Khalifa is one of those people by any means. I think, whatever, she got into porn to, make some money or, get validated for, whatever. A lot of people get into it for a lot of different reasons. I don't think there's anything shameful about the fact that you fuck some people.
Yeah.
I fucked a lot of people. I've fucked probably more people to be ashamed of than Mia Khalifa, yeah. I'd bet.
And the thing is, I don't understand, why in society are we shamed? Why do we, fire teachers because they did...
Right.
If you go back and... there's some kind of quote where if we follow you for enough time, we're gonna find some fucking shit.
Yeah, and that's true of everybody.
Exactly. So why are we shaming? And I because I guess I tend to hang around people, like-minded people who I don't think about they're shaming this girl and she can't find. She tried to get regular jobs. She couldn't get regular jobs and so forth like that. And I forget that there's people in this world who are like just living, who are judging people and live and can't be open minded for the fact that like
it's one of the things I find really difficult. Like living here is like I forget that so often. Yeah. Because like Massachusetts, like for all my bitching and moaning, and everybody else here is bitching and moaning. Like comparably speaking, it's not gonna get much better than this as far as open mindedness. You know what I mean? Like I can walk around and shoot the shit about like, oh, I fuck this many people and I'm fucking queer and I'm gonna like that shit flies here.
Yeah.
Like nigga, that makes me unemployable in 40 states in the country.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the idea of being in an open relationship outwardly in like Kansas. Yeah. You can't get an office job. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like that shit just doesn't exist. That's very weird to me. And porn stars are a very special example because like we all indulge in it. Exactly. Study after study proves it. Like to Chris Rock's point, to an addictive point.
Yeah, and people gotta stop lying about this shit, dude, and just be open and not so judgmental.
I will say, I think one of the things that goes hand in hand with that is though, like part of sexiness that I really actively fight against now in my own sex life at least is like one of the hottest things about sex is always some sort of power dynamic, right? And like one of the great benefits of porn is like you have the ultimate amount of control. You can literally just turn the next page, especially in the internet era where it's like just click to the next video, search the next thing or whatever. And so it's like you own this moment as your own sexual fucking fulfillment destiny. And so the porn stars who or not even porn actresses and actors, people in porn, right, become very, very disposable to us now. Like, you're a use case for me to have this one uber-specific fantasy that I've concocted and can find here on the internet. And so, like, what happens is, like, you live that out in that, fucking screen there for a moment. And then what happens after you come in that situation every time? Like, you feel gross. Yeah. You exit like, oh my God, I can't believe I watched that. That was fucking weird. Like, let me clear my search history. Like, I want anyone to know. Yeah. And it's like, I think if we stop shaming the idea of like, I guess like, I don't know, it's like a chicken and egg thing. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know if we need to stop shaming like kinks and like weird sexualities, or if we need to stop shaming sex as a whole, if we need to stop like where like the line needs to begin, because like that's all shaming porn stars comes down to is that like porn stars ironically have a job because we feel shame about wanting that kind of sex. However, part of the job is dealing with the fact that we now will shun and shame them for participating in the sex that we want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. As somebody who now has the kind of sex that I want pretty much exclusively, like I literally haven't had sex that I didn't want to have. And it's funny because a lot of dudes won't admit it. It's like, you've had sex you didn't want to have, right? Like you definitely like came home with some bitch who like midway through the night you were like, I probably shouldn't have done this, or like she started to me like, I wasn't really into it, but I'm not gonna tell you no. Yeah. Like as a dude, like we've all done that. Yeah. I no longer like I haven't had sex that I was pressured into. I haven't had sex in a way I didn't like. I haven't had sex that made me like even just mildly uncomfortable at any point for more than 30 seconds in over a year and a half. It's phenomenal. Yeah. And I've fucked plenty of people in that window. It's not like that's just because of the girlfriend. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so it's like, I don't get how people are still okay with this. It's like foreign to me. It's like that's an expectation of relationships, right? Yeah. It's like cool, like you get with this girl, whatever, you guys are together, you guys are together for like a year, whatever, and she's just like, cool, like, I don't do X, Y, and Z. You can't do that anywhere else. And if you do, then like you're a piece of shit and a liar and cheater and scumbag, right? It's like that's crazy. Yeah. And likewise, like she's like, well, why don't you ever fuck me like this? Or why don't you do it? Well, I'm not into that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Or and vice versa. This goes for all sexes, all genders, however you break down your relationships. Like both people should be on board always with the type of sex that you're having. And if there's other sex that either of you like to have, go have that sex with other people who want to, and stop killing each other for it. Yeah, exactly. I don't get what's so weird about that to people. So I think when we stop doing that, then I don't know what will happen first. If we'll respect porn stars, if porn stars won't have jobs. Because that's my point, I guess. It's like the reason porn stars exist.
Porn stars and drug dealers always have jobs.
But that's my point. Like we say that till we legalize all the drugs and stop shaming porn or stop shaming sex. I don't think that's happening, right? No. So I agree with you. They'll always be employed. But to your point, as long as they're employed, like some level of society will shame them because what we'll always ask them to do, and to your point, we accept a lot more sexually now than we used to, but look at our porn now. You know what I mean? 25 years ago, nobody was shooting like a face fuck choke you till you throw up bukkake scene. You know what I mean? That's standard fare on the internet now. Yeah. I know dudes who search out vomit bukkakes. That's like a thing they're into.
Man, that's rough.
That's what I mean.
Get help.
Stop watching porn,
I don't want
fellas.
to shame you, but get help. Get off.
But that's my point, right? It's like, I agree with you. I'm turning to the camera and saying, get help, right? Yeah. At the same time, like, if that's what you're into, and like, I know, because like, I know there are women out there who are into that, who you would not need to pay women who aren't into that, who are in vulnerable positions to do that, and then exploit them and then shame them for it, and like drive them to like astronomical rates of suicide and drug use. Like, that's not necessary. There are women in the world who are into that. Let's find those women, pair them up with those men, and stop shaming them for it.
And also, I mean, I think,
in the meantime, stop watching vomit porn. It's fucking weird.
Yeah, and also, I think with that stuff, I think like, once you like start to like get down, like it's like anything. Like you start like drinking, you need more and more drinks in order to get you know. And I think that happens with porn. You need more and more shit in order to get you.
But I guess my point is the driver of why you need more is because you need to be doing something that feels like you shouldn't. Nobody wants to watch porn of sex they think they can have. You know what I mean? Exactly. You watch porn either to get new ideas or to see shit that you don't think you're allowed to do.
And that's why, I mean, essentially, Chris Rock would confirm that's what you need to, you know, there needs to be, like, maybe you don't go cold turkey, but maybe you need to chill out a little bit because there's a balance in everything.
Well, and to the point of ratcheting it up, I guess my best piece of advice to say to people is, like, if you find yourself ratcheting up like the weirdness of your porn, just like knock down the barriers in your own life of why like you hate yourself sexually so much. You know what I mean? Like, figure out what you want to actually be doing, that you're searching for some new thing, and go do that instead. With somebody who wants to do it with you.
And have real, because there's something about like you don't like having an intimate relationship with someone. And having a sexual relationship with them too, those two things connect. Like, it makes sex so much better too. That just sounds super dad on you, but
you find someone you really care about.
It does make every aspect of the relationship better when you truly like someone. So go out there and
find someone you like.
Catcall someone.
So this brings us to our question of the week then. Since we're talking about how porn disconnects you from real life and real women and treating people like actual human beings, not weird sexual objects that you found on a screen, one of the things I truly believe porn leads to, catcalling. Has this ever, first of all, have you ever catcalled a woman?
I'm sure I have in my adolescence. Just because
what's like your catcall line? Like young Chris when he was like,
I don't even know. I don't know. Probably just do.
If you're friends with catcall?
No.
None.
No, none.
Did you when you were younger?
I'm sure. Okay, so there's an age.
No, this is like a real problem in my current life. That's what I'm asking. You seem like you've like.
There was an age where I just did not know how to get women, and I was swinging at pitches I knew I couldn't hit. And so like you don't know what you just like. Hey, mom, hey. You don't know what you don't know what you're doing.
You know how you can always tell you don't know what you're doing in that situation because you haven't put together a sentence yet.
Exactly.
You just hey.
You just see something you like. Hey, mom. And you see something you like, and you're like, okay. And then you have this internal thing where you're like, I want that. But she probably won't want me. Oh, you gonna be a pussy? You're not gonna say anything?
Yeah.
I gotta say something. You ain't gonna say nothing? I'm gonna say something. I'll say something. And it's just like, hey. It's like, dude, you really, and you try to, and like, I'm respectful. Like, I was raised around like strong women. So it's like, I'm not gonna be like, yo, ma, you got nice ass. Like, I don't know how to catcall politely either. So like, I was like, no, this is not me.
Stories.
I'm the worst, dude. And we had this discussion before. I'm the worst at hollering at girls. Like, I'm the worst at like, especially in the club, or if we can sit down and have a conversation, that's my
That's
pocket,
where you work.
dude. Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't want to I'm not gonna bag a bunch of chicks in the club. Like I bag, like we're at a house party or like we're at like a lounge or somewhere. Oh, dude, I'm taking shots, dude. I'm MJ there, dude. So I can sit around and have a drink. I'm Gucci.
Before I get into the catcalling nonsense, then can I give you my catcall at a house party story?
Yeah, please do.
So this truly, because this is how this conversation came up. One of our listeners wrote this question and asked us, "Has a catcall ever worked?" I don't know if this counts as a catcall, so this may answer a question. You tell me. I'm at a party. I'm at a house party. This is in college. This is a couple years ago. I swear, ladies listening, I am not this guy anymore. I apologize to the woman who may or may not listen to this podcast who this story is about. This girl walks by me, we in the house, whatever. I'm chilling, like typical douchebag 20-year-old pose, right? Post up on the wall, one leg back, smoking a blunt, chilling. I'm cool as shit, right? Yeah. This girl walks by, and I'm blasted. My head's down or whatever, so I don't even see her face because she's like 5'6", 5'7". So her head's like here when she's walking by me, but all I see is her chest walk by, and I'm fucked up. I'm drunk. I'm something high, whatever, and I just say, "Oh, that's a great pair of tits." Just like out loud. So I don't know if that's a catcall or not.
That's definitely a catcall.
Yeah, that feels like a catcall to me. She stops.
All you need now is a construction hat and a vest.
Right? If only this was a Halloween party. Yeah. And so she stops, and like I see the body stop, and like, like I too was raised around women. I know what that stop meant. Yeah. I was like, shit. And it was like, one of these white people parties. So the music's kind of low. People playing beer pong. Now there's like 12 people waiting to see what's about to happen next. And she just turns around. She looks me dead in my eye. I pick my head up. I look at her. Whatever. She goes, "I've got a really great personality, too." I was like, okay, let's go outside and talk about your personality. Walked right out to my car, got my dick sucked, walked right back in the party.
Word.
Catcalls work, my nigga. I say that to say, I don't know if that counts as a catcall. If it's in a party and like other people there, it's like a little better.
Yeah, a little.
That's not as creepy as like stranger on the street.
Yeah. Did you know her before?
No, I had no idea who this girl was.
So that's kind of a catcall.
She was like a friend of a girl at this party who I knew was a friend of a friend. Like, I don't like know her. I knew who she was there with.
That's definitely a catcall.
So I guess to answer the question, it can work.
Yeah.
I'm also
the percentage is
low.
Yeah.
I don't
like drone strikes work, but like a lot of innocent people get killed with it though.
Damn. Drone strike catcall.
That's a joke, dude. That's a joke.
Yes,
that's a bit.
Facts. That's a bit.
Catcalls are just as
effective as drone strikes.
Yeah, or like drone strikes are the catcalls of
military.
Yeah. I need to write that down.
Right, work that one out. No, honestly, I'm trying to think of like I don't know if there's ever another situation I've seen a catcall work in.
Catcalls work as much as drone strikes.
That's like I love that story because of that, but like come to think of it, it's like I don't know, when I was younger, especially like young, like middle school and shit, like catcall, like you said, before you know what game is, everybody catcalls. Right? Especially baggy jeans, hip hop ever. Like I was definitely, hey yo ma, you with the nice tits. You guys that like I was definitely that kid at like 14, but you're 14.
Yeah,
even that like felt cringy to me. Yeah. Like I grew out of that pretty quickly. But now it's like especially when niggas is like drunk and sloppy and shit. I just can't be out here like 26, 27, 28 years old being like, where the white women at? Like, nah.
I can't. I quickly got out of that phase. I realized where my pocket was, and I think if you're still catcalling, it just feels like insecurity and fake confidence from the get go.
Let me ask this then, and this will be the last thing I have to say on this. We'll get the fuck out of here, and we'll wrap up our question of the week here, first ever segment. You say you got older, you started to learn where your pocket was.
Yeah.
Is there like a type of dude whose pocket is the catcall?
No.
Like there's got to be for that to be so popular. Like that's got to be working for a slice of dudes.
No, I think there's just a large amount of dudes who have no fucking clue.
Who are just like completely gameless and shameless.
Yeah, I mean you have a lot of close girlfriends.
Yeah.
And like you talk to them about like their conversations on like dating sites and so forth.
Dude, no, the internet's a whole different story.
We
can tackle that another week. But the amount of like, you hit a girl up with like the 11 messages in a row. Yeah. Hey, what's up? You're so beautiful. No, I didn't mean that to come off weird, but like maybe do you think I'm weird? No, like, oh fuck you, bitch. You ain't gonna respond. Here's my number. Text me.
But those
those dudes.
Yeah, but those
miss me with that. Drink meme.
those are the same dudes that are. The percentage of those dudes are the same dudes that are catcalled. Those guys have no clue how to treat the women, and they have no clue how to like transition this thirst into like a relationship, into them smashing, or however they're trying to funnel this cycle. Yeah. But those same people with catcalling, they have no idea to take like, oh, I like this girl. What do I do? And like they just scream out something, which it would probably make sense to just go up to them like, hey, I saw you walking down the street. My name's Chris. I work around the corner. Like, I would love to take you out. Here, take my number in case you think I'm ugly. Hit me up. If you don't, no skin off, you know.
I swear to God, like one of the best moves I ever made in my entire adult life was getting business. Every job I get, you get business cards or whatever. Yeah. I always have my cell number put on my business cards. For, now I have a girlfriend or whatever. It's not like I do this often, but when I was single, it's creepy as hell to just like walk up and like drop a business card or something. Yeah. But it's one of those really easy, quick things where it's like, walk up like, hey, like, I don't want to interrupt your day. Like, just want to tell you, like, that's dope, whatever. Like, throw one of my cheesy compliment, like, bars out there. Yeah. Like, love to take you out sometime, whatever. Here's my number. Like, you ain't even got to take it down the phone, like, pretend like you're semi-interested. I don't want to be weird or whatever. My number's right there at the bottom of that card. Shoot me a text if you want to go out sometime.
See, I don't like the business card. I don't like, because what if it's some psycho? Now she knows where you work. And now she calling up.
Oh, dog, no, I had separate cards. It was just.
Oh, okay.
Come on,
you made up a business.
No, I had like ID cards. At one point, this is how bad it was though. No bullshit. How bad I was running game at one point. Yeah. I had like my job business cards, my personal like freelance business cards, and I had separate business card with a fake name with that number. But then like my side nigga like kick and snap like all my like DMing apps for like when I was like creeping. Yeah. Like I had like a side nigga business card. Like fake name and all that.
That's too much work, man.
Nigga, no, because I had to.
Because
then, like, some this shit up my regular phone, being like, "Yo, what up, James?" I'm like, "How you get this number?" You only hit up Jameson in the kick, all right? You don't know me out here.
Oh man. But
TLDR, does catcalling work? I think we've ruled 1.5%.
Yeah.
No, I'm right. That might be high. That's 1.5 in every 100. I don't know if that's true.
I'd say 1 in 100.
1 in 100? 1 in 100. So, fellas, if you really want to shoot your shot, gotta be a volume shooter.
Yeah, and do you really want that smash if she's gonna respond to that?
No. Not at all.
Video's about to run out.
All right, yeah. So let's wrap this up. As always, this is episode 27. It's your boy Money Mitch. A whole lot of other things. You can find me at Mitch Gaines with Y on all your social medias. For once in my goddamn life, there you go. Right there for you video people right down below. But for once in our goddamn lives, my man Chris actually remembered his dates. So please come check him out. He's at all sorts of shows this week. Where you at, Chris?
Yeah, man. Starting March 7th, I'm gonna be at the Sea Point in South Boston. Check out South Boston Comedy on Facebook. Dude Chris Kimbat runs great shows in Southie.
Anyone wants to come out to that, let me know. I live right on Southie. I'm going to be out there, so holler at me.
No doubt. On March 29th, I'm at... March 9th, I'm at some kind of Laugh Boston comedy competition.
Oh, the fucking comedy spotlight they're doing at Laugh Boston.
Yeah, dude.
That shit looked lit anyway. I didn't even know you were performing.
Yeah, last year it went down to me and another person, and I ran out of jokes, but that's what happens. That won't happen this year, but we'll see how that goes. March 29th, I'm at the Comedy Connection. What's that? Oh, my bad. Then April 14th, I'm at Gallery X in New Bedford. April 21st, I'm at Skidapalooza in the Comedy Connection. And then August 24th, I'm in Providence at AS 220. That's it. That's all I got. I'm sure I'll have some more dates by next week, man.
I'm assuming we're going to fill some things in between April and August.
Yeah, we are.
Where can they find you? At what?
At Only Chris Allen, all social media. That's all y'all need, man. Check me out, man. Send me a DM. Holla.
All right. Oh, also, if y'all looking for the actual show, I feel like we forget to promo this shit now. If you're looking to find us, it's just Late2Work with numeral 2 on Facebook, SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, everything. @_Late2Work on Twitter if you're looking for us there. Late2workpodcast@gmail.com. Again, Late2workpodcast@gmail.com. If you want to get in touch with us, you got questions, you got curiosities, you just want to tell us that we suck. It's whatever to us. Just as always, don't be a dickhead.
Don't be a dick.
Peace.
Even my floor master fur. I coach the shooters like Kerr. I put the rims on the curb. I got some drink in reserve. I got no reason to lie to you. I am so fresh I can fly to you. I am so fresh I might fly by you. I know some killers to drive by. I talk to my watch like it's Night Rider. I treat my Porsche like a typewriter. Look like a bonfire. I don't like pigs, don't make me hog tight. Yeah, that's how.